22 personnel.
But Purdy will sneak it in for the touchdown. Brock Purdy didn't need the running back. Didn't need the fullback. He takes it himself to put 6 on the board.
Now, back to Willard and Dibs on 95.7 The Game.
Well, again, there's another call on Fox, and yes, we keep reminding people that game was not at Levi's, even though it very, very, very much sounded like it. Willard and Dibs, glad you're with us, 888-957-9570. I think a couple of you, Steiny, you guys have pointed out the importance of that drive and that play right before the end of the half, but maybe a different angle of discussing it. Maybe this is overdoing it. It was only a half yard. But I do feel like Kyle Shanahan has been questioned often for situations like that and not doing the gutsy thing. Like, I want to point out that in different years, and maybe not from the half-yard line, but the way that one was playing out, remember, they weren't running the ball because they had no timeouts, and there was only a handful of seconds on the clock, so they were having to throw it, and that means a one read and then throw, and the read wasn't there either time. So it was incomplete. There's only 1 second left on the clock, and I very much was thinking they're going to take the 3, and he went for it, and he was rewarded for that, and I think that's a good thing. McVay versus Shanahan yesterday, Shanahan was the gutsier coach.
Yeah, and that, to me, is a no-brainer in that spot from that yard line. But you're right. In the past, Kyle Shanahan's been criticized for being conservative and turtling up. And, the Rams, I think, did a lot to help the 49ers get to that spot with a couple of penalties late in that drive to make it so that the ball was at the half-yard line. And I'm surprised more coaches don't employ that strategy in terms of, the last play of a half, and you just flat out try to commit PI to keep a guy from making a play, and then you put the onus on the other team. And we saw it in the Denver game.
Yes,
you're right.
That's exactly what the Washington Commanders did.
That was not a blatant, like, we're going to do it on purpose. I'm talking about committing a penalty on purpose.
On purpose. I mean,
like, sometimes you get into the all-hold defense where you're all going to hold the guy knowing that it's the last play and they can't do anything really about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a second left to go on the clock. Obviously, you can get the untimed down if you just keep doing it over and over again. But and I know that this formation was different than what the Eagles do, but I don't know. We've reached this point in football where if your quarterback is, I don't know, if he's got his wits about him, that half-yard play is...
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do, even at the goal line, even with Aaron Donald sitting there with his head right where you're trying to go.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just pick a side and hope that your offensive lineman can shade the defenders a little bit in that direction, and you can just kind of sneak it forward half yard and fall forward. I'm glad that Brock was able to get it without any real review. It was pretty much a no drama sneak in that spot.
Man, I'm enjoying it. It was frustrating for a while yesterday. I think that we get conditioned that the pass rush is just going to be elite and dominate and all of that. And Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, we probably shouldn't be surprised. They see it twice a year. We've watched the Rams in the Stafford-McVay era look like that before against the 49ers. We've watched it. That's what the first half of that game felt a lot like portions of the NFC Championship game felt like. It was like, damn, they can't get home, and the Rams are moving the ball. By the same token, the Rams are not pulling away. In the NFC title game, they weren't even winning. The 49ers were winning. But in that fourth quarter, it felt like Stafford is in rhythm. And this is the beauty of that matchup and rivalry, if you will. Matt Stafford gets in rhythm, and the 49ers have been very good defensively at making the one play that takes him out of his rhythm. And it often means an interception. It has often meant a pick six when it's Matt Stafford. What was different in the NFC title game? Tart didn't catch the ball. But this time, they did. And even though one of them was just a Johnny-on-the-spot play, I felt like the Rams, their whole rhythm was upset by that first interception, even though it wasn't a bad throw. He didn't do anything wrong, but it changed the whole tone of the game. It changed the rhythm of the Rams offense, and they never threatened to score a touchdown again.
Yeah, they didn't score a touchdown in the second half at all. They got just the 2 field goals was all they could muster against a Niners defense that definitely made some adjustments. They only ended up getting the 1 sack, and that was Fred Warner coming around on a linebacker blitz, a great little move from one side of the formation. He loops all the way around and comes in clean, and that was a great call by Steve Wilkes. I did think that their defensive approach, especially in the first half, was a little too soft, and you allowed Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and company to get into a really comfortable rhythm offensively.
Let's hear a little bit from Brock Purdy on the overthrows, though, right? Because this is something that deserves a little bit of focus. This is what he had to say after the game.
No, I don't think so. We've hit those, deep balls and whatnot at practice and everything. It's just, comes down when the bullets are flying, being able to make an accurate throw and, not overthrow them, don't underthrow them, but just be on point. And so, that's what you got to do as an NFL quarterback, and I take that on myself.
All right, you know that what we need in this case, Dibs, we need accountability.
Yeah.
And we are not giving him a pass. Does this sound like accountability?
I just overthrew him, on the one to BA, the one Debo, and then JJ on that third down. Yeah, it's just those are on me. I got to be better. I got to hit them in stride and not overthrow them. Simple as that.
By the way, since we were talking about it, quarterback sneak secrets from Jimmy G. Did he ever get any of those?
We watched a lot of QB sneaks and stuff that Jimmy did well and what he did. So he did a good job with it, and I learned a couple things, but he never really told me. But yeah,
Jimmy always claimed there was a secret. He didn't want to tell anybody, so he never even told you.
Nah. He just nah. But it's all good, man. I love Jim.
Brock said, "Hey, will you tell me your secrets?" And Jimmy goes, "See ya."
Totally. That's not, I don't know what secret you can impart other than, get the ball and go forward as soon as you can and pick a side and just get your head down there and square up your shoulders and go to it.
Does feel like some guys are better at it than others.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's some sort of a quick release of your feet. Jimmy was not quick on his feet, but he was quick with that sort of first movement, quick release,
right?
Quick, lurch forward, and Brock's got a sort of a quick way about that movement, even within the pocket, and so maybe that's all you need. I don't know. I don't know what the secret is. I just know that right now, if you need a half yard in the NFL, you can. It seems like you can have it. You can have it whenever you want it.
Boy, yeah.
I don't know, but 4th and inches. Give me a good reason why you shouldn't go for it. Nobody is stopping this play ever anymore.
Yeah, and I wonder why the Rams didn't go for it on their opening drive of the second half, 4th and 2 at the Niners 49, and you had some momentum. It was your first possession of the second half, and the Rams they'd moved it from their own 21 across midfield. You're at the Niners 49. It's 4th and 2, and your boy turtled up a little bit. McVay, punt team, that one surprised me.
All I know is that when you're a fan and you're watching the game, I always feel like you can tell if the other team should go for it on 4th down based on what happens inside your belly when the decision is made. Okay? If it were 4th and 5, as a fan, you kind of get to the edge of your seat and you're like, let's pin our ears back. Let's go. This is an opportunity. Or you're like, oh, crap, they're going to go for it and they're going to get it. And that's how I felt. I thought Sean McVay made a bad decision because as a fan, I was very thankful that he sent the punting unit out.
Yeah, exactly. And, they were on plus yardage at the Niners 49, and even if you don't get it, the Niners still would have to go 50-plus yards to get a touchdown. Instead, you punt, and it looked good on the next snap because your boy coughed it up. Couldn't handle the snap. Brock Purdy with a fumble, and they also got away big time with that crazy deflected snap that they snapped it off of George Kittle, and it careens right to McCaffrey.
Yeah, they've had a couple bounces.
Niners had a couple of things go their way. And
yep.
we do need to, as we're looking at a no-turnover game, Brock Purdy was unable to get a snap, and they had that snap that careened off of Kittle right to McCaffrey.
I will say that Brock Purdy was not sloppy. I would not say that about the rest of the team. You even look at like the penalties when they were in run the clock out mode. They had a lot of weird stuff happen down the stretch that I bet the coaching staff wants to clean up immediately.